What is up, you all? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jane, and today I'm going to be baking homemade gingerbread treats for my dogs. These are treats that can also be made for your horses, so this is for your dogs or your horses. Now, if you were to be making homemade gingerbread cookies for you or your children, or for people to consume, your dogs cannot have those. Mainly for one reason, and that's nutmeg, and that can be toxic to dogs. So that is why there is a different recipe. Just if you're curious, it is one of those things that dogs cannot eat. However, this recipe does not contain any nutmeg, and this is 100% safe for your dogs. So I'm going to go ahead and get all the ingredients out, and let's get started on making gingerbread treats for our dogs. Go ahead and start with the ingredients. You're going to need molasses, all-purpose flour. This is 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, ground ginger, and ground cinnamon. And you will also need a medium bowl and a measuring cup, of course, to measure out these ingredients. And before I even start, I have the oven preheating to 325 degrees. This is going to be the cookie sheet that I'm going to use. I'm going to go ahead and line it with parchment paper and then get started on making the mixture. Here I've got 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. This is the ginger. For the ground ginger, you're going to want 1 tablespoon and about 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. 2 more ingredients, which would be my molasses and water, but I'm going to use that last because I'm just going to use this measuring cup right here and get everything started in the bowl first, and then we'll move on with the molasses and the water. We're going to go ahead in our medium bowl and add our dry ingredients. So we got our ground cinnamon, we've got our ginger, and right here is our all-purpose flour. Add it in, and we're going to mix this together. Now I'm going to get my small bowl and add in 1/4 cup of molasses. And I've got my 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to go ahead and add into the small bowl with the molasses, and our 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil in here as well. And you want to make sure that when you whisk this together, you use a wooden spoon to do that. And I'm just going to go ahead and stir this together. And now we're just going to slowly mix in our dry mixture into the molasses mixture. Still making sure that we use this wooden spoon. More in. And if you're curious about the texture, it's not going to be like gingerbread cookies for humans. I just made a mess with that flour. It's not going to be like gingerbread cookies for humans. These are not going to be very sweet. They're going to be more chewy. They're not going to be soft. They're not going to be something we would really enjoy. I mean, some people might, but they're not going to have that sweetness to them, and they're definitely not going to be soft. These are more like a dog treat, or like the dog bone texture. I didn't really explain what I'm doing here, but if you've ever made gingerbread cookies or homemade cookies in general, it's the same concept. You're going to get your dough. I did flour the surface as well as my hands. I actually do have a rolling pin. However, I completely forgot I had one, and then I just didn't feel like opening it. So I also floured this cup, and I just used the cup to roll out the dough so that way I could make it thinner. I do want to mention the recipe I followed calls to make 1/4 inch dough. I did make mine a little thicker for the dogs, but that is totally up to you. I'm just going to go with the simple gingerbread man tonight. All of the treats are ready to be put into the oven. Now, this did make 6 for me. However, I did not do the 1/4 inch thick. I did them a little bit thicker, honestly, and that's just the way I wanted to make them. But you could definitely make them a lot thinner and smaller. This is just the way that I like to make them for the dogs. But as I mentioned earlier, the oven is on 325 degrees, and I'm going to go ahead and pop these in the oven. I don't know if that'll catch on fire, but I'm scared it will, so. And we're gonna put these in here for 20 minutes. It has now been 20 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and take these treats out of the oven. I messed these two up a little bit, but before I take these off of the cookie sheet, I am gonna let these cool for a little bit, probably about 10 to 15 minutes. About 15 minutes, the cookies are cooled. I'm gonna go ahead and have the dogs try them. Come here. Should we maybe break one in half? Let's break one in half. I cut it in half here. Colt likes his, I don't know if y'all can see me, but Colt likes his treats that are big. He likes me to rip them apart really small, and then that's what he does, is spit it out on the floor and eats it from there. But he likes his to be broke up because he's spoiled. Oh, you want a big piece now? Okay. Didn't think so. We'll give this to Itchy. Itchy, come here. Itchy always goes under the table and eats. I don't know why he does that. Itchy's under here. Here, Itchy. Is it good? Okay, there's your other piece. Was that good, Colt? Huh? We'll have more tomorrow. We got eye boogers. That is all for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of my content, make sure to subscribe and also turn on your notifications because I'm uploading daily for the month of December for Vlogmas. Also, all of my social medias are linked down below in the description if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, add me on Snapchat. Those are always linked down below. But other than that, I hope you all are having an amazing day, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.